In the meantime,
He's such a dynamic. He's gonna, there's people knowledgeable, but there's that's not to the church.
so I don't know.
The state president of DCLP was down.
How's your voice, Eric?
He just spoke to certified. But he would also be dynamic. He's just so.
How are you? Let's see what we got. I gotta read this. Not too bad. Resolutions.
Yeah.
5 through 11.
Oh, yeah.
Credit.
You calling this meeting to order? Are you calling the meeting to order?
Yeah, she told me that.
Yeah. Well, then there's a dip in volume in the room when he did it. Like, oh, my.
Robbie?
This side. Now I'm scared. Nicolette, did I do something?
Well, every broadcast, it's always your side of your head and your ear. We we need to see that decision-making face.
That's my better side. Yeah. I forgot my powder.
Okay, council, let's come to order. We'll begin our study session, February 5th, 2018. Into the second month of the year, a little bit closer to spring. Silver Springs 2 apartments. I see Jason here. Welcome.
Thank you. Good to be back. Jason Maddox, Mako Development Company, 111 North Main Street, Clarkton, Missouri. Here before you to discuss the Silver Springs 2 proposal. And back in 15, we bought a tract of land at the intersection of Silver Springs and Spruce. We successfully developed that senior complex, which is known as Silver Springs 1. Filled up immediately or within 30 days. So we've had it's about 6.5 acres adjacent to it and would like to complete that with phase 2, which would consist of 50 senior units. And we are here before you to ask for a resolution of support.
That would fill your acreage?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So they're all 2-bedroom units, as you can see on the screen. would be targeted toward seniors, and I use that term loosely, 55 and older. But that's what the adjacent complex is. And like I said, there's it filled up and there's a huge waiting list. And the rents would be between $450 and $550. And we feel like the demand's there and fill up with no problems.
Okay,
Gladly ask or answer any questions that you may
questions, council?
have. I think, I've been before you now. We've completed 4 senior proposals, and all of them have very, very strong occupancy, and they're feel like they're well constructed, professionally managed, and hope that the city has been pleased with what we've done here. So
They look good.
thank you.
They look good. Council, anything from Jason? Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For being here. Steve, thank you for being here. Anyone here appear before the council on any item that is not on the agenda? Okay, take us through the agenda. Scott, please.
Absolutely. I have no presentations tonight, council. What communications and reports would you like to report on?
My only comment would be reporting my attendance to the chamber dinner and the award recipients. Anyone else?
Scott, are you going to talk about some of the legislation, Senate Bill 553?
I
Want
sure.
to talk about that a little bit and some of the conversations with Senator Wallingford and Swan?
Mhm.
You want to handle that?
Yeah, I'll go through several of our legislation, but I'll particularly go through that, yes. Also probably cover Cape Splash, the fire we had. A little update on that. Not much to update other than the fact that the damage is probably worse than we thought. Looks like a potentially total loss of that, so we'll be working hard to get it back and running by the time of opening. So that's work went on today, and we'll continue. So, other items?
Okay.
All right, we have 3 public hearings tonight. The first one is a rezoning from C1 to CBD for 720 Themis Street. This is a residence that has C1 and CBD. They're adjacent to it. There's a young lady who wants to open a boutique bakery shop and live, I believe, upstairs and have the shop downstairs, and you cannot have residence as part of it in the C1, so she wants to change to CBD, Central Business District. Number 2 will be the rezoning of some property that's some excess right-of-way that was sold by the city to developer. They're developing in C1, and so this is the excess, which I think we took action on the rest of the property previous meetings. And then the third public hearing will be on vacating the city's interest in an easement that actually runs right through the middle of Sears Grand. When Sears Grand was built, the drainage was moved to behind Sears Grand, and that easement was taken in. But after it was done, we were supposed to abandon it, and something happened, so we didn't abandon it at that time. But now then, that was caught, and so they need to abandon that old easement.
And we got only those 3 are the only 3 new ordinances, so we'll pick those off as we go, 1, 2, and 3.
Very good. Our consent agenda tonight, 5, 6, and 7 are record plats that have been approved. First reading last time. The first one is a shift line between 2 properties that formerly had shared a driveway. Now they no longer do. Next one is a record plat at Mount Auburn and Hopper. And the third one is the Hoover subdivision. This is where a old house burned, and so they're combining 2 lots into 1. Number 8 is the resolution of support for the Mako Development Company that you just heard about.
Just think, council, this is a good thing for us. The demand for senior housing, reasonable senior, affordable senior housing is there. Add to the inventory, and it's been well maintained, looks good. That property was almost sat there for a lot of years.
Yes, it did.
It was almost a scrap piece of property that really has been brought into the fold of our city government and tax base now. So this will be a good thing to move forward with.
Absolutely. 9 is a resolution for the transportation project agreement for a TDD of South Cape Transportation Development District. This is development that's happening. I believe they're going to use this to build an entrance off of William and purchasing that access rights and building the entrance. So it's a TDD to do that. So on number 9, number 10 is seeking funding through the Hazardous Mitigation Grant Program. This is to buy 2 properties at 1207 North Main and 1003 North Fountain. These 2 properties are damaged by flooding. We'll be spending $21,200 of local match in order to spend $85,000 to acquire these properties. They're adjacent to other flood buyout property that we have. Number 11 is an agreement, a contract to replace the Broadway streetlight conversion project with those lights with LED lights. It also is going to replace the fixtures. One of the things that I had kind of lost track of in this is that it isn't just a bulb replacement, it actually is the fixtures, and Casey has provided a couple of diagrams to show that the spread of the light will be increasing. And if you want to look on this, the L1 is the existing spread of the light, and the L4 is the after. So we will be getting brighter lights, but it's also going to spread the light, and so spread over a bigger area. So we hope this will get some light over to the sidewalks and throughout the whole street. So addressing the 2 problems. The other problem that happens with the existing lights is when they go off, they take a long time to come back on. So if they have an interruption in power in any way, these will come back on almost immediately when power is restored. So excited about this, and it's a pretty comprehensive plan to make the lighting better along Broadway. So that's number 11. Number 12 and 13 are accepting of improvements that we did last construction season for the LED conversion project and the asphalt overlay program. And then, as the mayor mentioned, items 14, 15, and 16 are from the public hearing, and plans on taking those as soon as each hearing is completed. Any item you'd like to remove from the consent agenda? Any items you'd like to note a conflict?
There's one now, I can't remember which one, the South K,
Number 9?
but number 9, I need to abstain.
That's it.
Looks like a significant difference in the lighting spread.
It does.
I believe it is.
That's encouraging. The next question is, can they get it done tomorrow?
What was the estimation on that?
Pardon?
When was the estimation after?
I don't know if we had an estimated time frame. Are you aware of any?
I'm not aware of the timeline. I know they will go block.
Yeah. That's fine.
It's heavily,
It's just.
sure
anxious to get
heavily
it done.
weather dependent, so.
All right. Council, any other comments or business to come before our study session? If not, we do need to have a couple items on closed session for discussion. For legal actions, litigation, confidential communication with our legal counsel and property transactions pursuant to revised statute 610-021 and 2, numbers 1 and 2. If we could have a motion.
So moved.
By Gunn,
I'll second that.
seconded by, those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, we'll stand adjourned, reconvene at 7 PM. This could be a record time.
Do you know the industry? Young Men's Club President Wiki Jean and Vice President Cantrell Andrews with us now. Gentlemen, I am so glad to have you here. I am very impressed by your organization, Honorable Young